الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد قال الله عز وجل في كتابه العزيز وفرقانه الحميد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الذي فرض عليك القرآن لرادك إلى معاد قل ربي أعلم من جاء بالهدى ومن هو في ضلال مبين وقال جل وعلا في مقام آخر وما كان المؤمنون لينفروا كافة فلولا نفر من كل فرقة منهم طائفة ليتفقهوا في الدين ولينذروا قومهم إذا رجعوا إليهم لعلهم يحذرون صدق الله العلي العظيم وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من سلك طريقا يلتمس فيه علما سهل الله له به طريقا إلى الجنة أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. Honorable brethren, respected sistren in Islam, due to the turbulent circumstances of the political landscape of the world, and in particular our corner of this globe, I've been compelled in the recent past to speak about topics such as Islamophobia, etc. How do we go about when it faces us? How do we carry ourselves as Muslims? And basically consoling everyone and telling everyone that it's going to be okay, inshallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted whatever happened to happen, etc., etc., etc. But due to the fact that we live in a world wherein Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala systemized things in the format of cause and effect, it is very efficient that we speak about the root causes of why Islamophobia exists around us. There's not only one cause, rather there is a variety of causes which compel Islamophobia to be the order or the norm of the day. And one of the main causes is misrepresentation of our religion. And misrepresentation of our religion, it stems off of not understanding it, not comprehending it correctly. Hence the cause, or this cause that I want to speak about today, because of the topic that was allotted to me, the theme that was allotted to me, divine guidance, is lack of education. Lack of education, lack of sound education, and ignorance of the fact that we're ignorant. Ignorance of the fact that we're ignorant. Because whenever it comes to anything that's worldly, anything that involves materialistic gain, we are never complacent. We are never satisfied. We are never fulfilled. That is the nature of insan. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam also tells us that if the son of Adam were to be given a valley full of gold, he would want another one. And then if he was given two, he would want another one, and another one, and another one. Nothing but dirt will fill his stomach. Nothing but dirt will fill his mouth. So in terms of the world, in materialistic gain, we always want to progress. But in terms of religion, whatever we have, we're complacent. We're praying like 3 times a day, alhamdulillah, at least I pray. Look at the person who doesn't pray. We're praying 5 times a day. Oh man, I'm praying all 5 times a day. Bravo to myself. And we're really happy about it. We know a few things. We know how to make wudu. We know how to, pray salah. We're happy. This is enough for us. In terms of Islamic education, we have a 5th grade level education of Islamic education, and we're totally fine with it. We're totally okay with it. Everything's going to be okay. However, that is not supposed to be the case as believers. We're supposed to progress more in terms of our religion, because that is why we exist. That is why Allah made us. Allah didn't make us for this world. أَنْتُمْ خُلِقَتْ لَكُمُ الدُّنْيَا وَأَنْتُمْ خُلِقْتُمْ لِلْآخِرَةِ. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says this world was created for you to benefit from. So go ahead. أَنْتُمْ أَعْلَمُ بِأُمُورِ دُنْيَاكُمْ. You guys know the affairs of your world. Go ahead. Acquire a degree. Go get a good job. Go make money. Whatever. Benefit from this world. But remember your purpose. You are not created for this world. خُلِقْتُمْ لِلْآخِرَةِ. You're created for the hereafter. Your original home is Jannah. You're sent to this world so you can strive and you can accomplish things which will lead you back to your original home, which is Jannah. That's why we're here. We're not here to live forever. Whatever we have here, we're not going to take with us. Whatever will benefit us is things that don't belong to this world. When you pass away, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says that the average lifespan of a random person from my ummah is between 60 to 70 years. أعمار أمتي ما بين 60 إلى 70 أو كما قال. It's 60 to 70 years. After 60 to 70 years, compare that to the hereafter. 50 ألف سنة يوم واحد. Allah says in Surah Al-Ma'arij, one day, just to give you an idea of what infinity sounds like, 50,000 years. 50,000 years. And that's just to give you an idea of what infinity sounds like, because our brains are not designed, they're not programmed to comprehend the realistic nature of infinity. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made us so that we can succeed in that next life, not in this life. We're not here forever. And we fail to realize that. We know it. We know that we're going to die. The most certain thing in life is death. And the most uncertain thing in life is when it's going to come. So when we come, we have to be prepared. And the only way we can be prepared for the hereafter, religiously prepared to move on, to progress, is if we have sound education about how we're supposed to carry ourselves as Muslims. How we're supposed to live our life in this wonderful religion. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentions so much virtues in terms of Islamic knowledge. There's knowledge of this world. While you're acquiring it, you're going to go ahead, you're going to go to college, you're going to go to school, you're going to get a good job, you're going to go get good marks. Thereafter, you'll get a good job, etc. But all of your rewards are here. They're given to you here. There's not really anything over there. In terms of the hereafter, the knowledge that Islam has to offer, not only will it benefit you here, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says the mere path of acquisition of knowledge, not getting the knowledge, just acquisition of knowledge is virtuous. He says, "Man salaka tariqan yaltamisu fihi ilman." The individual who embarks on a journey whereby he will acquire knowledge that will benefit him in the hereafter. يلتمس فيه علما سهل الله به طريقا إلى الجنة. Embarking on the journey of Jannah, paradise of heaven, will be easy for him. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam makes mention of, so he says, go out of your way to study this knowledge. Allot it a portion of worth. We don't even accredit worth to Islamic knowledge. We don't accredit any worth to it whatsoever. We're happy with whatever little we have. He says, تَعَلَّمُ الْعِلْمِ. Ta'allam in Arabic comes from the root words of takalluf, i.e. go out of your way. Go out of your way to seek this knowledge. Why? لِأَنَّ تَعَلَّمَهُ لِلَّهِ عِبَادَةً. Because to learn it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's sake is tantamount to worship. وَطَلَبُهُ خَشْيَةً. And to embark on its journey is to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمُذَاكِرَتُهُ تَسْبِيحٌ. To discuss it amongst yourselves. Like we're discussing Islamic knowledge right now. Is tantamount to tasbih. وَبَذْلُهُ عِنْدَ أَهْلِهِ قُرْبًا. And to actually go to someone and get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, gain nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through it, is an act of great merit indeed. Why? Why all of these virtues for seeking Islamic knowledge? لِأَنَّهُ مَعَالِمُ الْحَلَالِ وَالْحَرَامِ. Because it will tell you how to differentiate between what is lawful and what is prohibited. Unfortunately, it's very, very sad, but a reality, that Muslims, a lot of times we are involved in carrying out ourselves like in a way that Muslims are not supposed to conduct themselves. But we're not aware of it. We don't know what is halal, what is haram. Our kids, our youth today, unfortunately, a lot of things, they just go about doing that, thinking that it's totally okay. But it's not. A lot of times it's not. And the moment some scholarly individual, somebody who's religiously affiliated comes and tells them, brother or sister, what you're doing is wrong, they get offended. Like, what? They just assume that religion is a whole bunch of shackles a whole bunch of manacles holding them down from living life up to its fullest. That's not what religion is. Islam is not just, it's more than just learning about juristic rulings. It's a complete way of life. It's how to carry yourself. It's how to live a life whereby not only will you please Allah, but you'll please people around you. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam carries on to say, وَلِأَنَّهُ مَعَالِمُ الْحَلَالِ وَالْحَرَامِ. It will teach you how to differentiate between what is wrong and what is right. وَمَنَارُ سُبُلِ أَهْلِ الْجَنَّةِ. And all the pathways, the dark pathways to Jannah, it will illuminate, it will brighten all of them up. وَهُوَ الْأَنِيسُ فِي الْوَحْشَةِ وَالصَّاحِبُ فِي الْغُرْبَةِ. It will be your companion in the time where everything around you seems strange. You don't know what to do. Knowledge will come in handy. It will save you out from that engulfed darkness that you are currently in. So he carries on mentioning, and just the mere path, just to go and, like, for example, there's a convention taking place. Now to go to a convention, because there's a convention taking place, it happens every year, there's a whole bunch of speakers that come, and we're just going to go because we're just going to go. No. To actually conceptualize whatever is going on, to actually vividly explore all of these thoughts, that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says that it's such a great act to go out and set foot in the face of knowledge, to tie your shoes, to drive your car, all the way to... Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says that individual who just walks in the path of journey, the angels spread their wings beneath their feet. Everything around you, every organism makes dua for you, it supplicates for you. حتى النملة في حجرها, even the ant in its hole makes dua for you. وحتى الحيتان في البحر وهوامه. And even the fish in the ocean, the darkest part of the ocean, they make dua, they supplicate for an individual who is on his path to acquire knowledge. So my dear respected brothers and sisters in Islam, we have to do everything consciously. As believers, we never do anything haphazardly, without any purpose. We have to first and foremost make the intention that whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala places any opportunity whereby we can come closer to Him, we have to seize the opportunity. We have to make the most of it. And when we do so, not to do it as a ritual, just to do it very consciously, knowing that every step of the way I'm being rewarded. Nevertheless, just to discuss a few reasons why we don't grant the knowledge of Islam a lot of significance. Just remember, it's almost time. Is that 10 to? No, 2:15. Okay. So one of the reasons why we don't allot this religious knowledge significance is because we don't realize how long we're going to last here. Right? Sometimes we think that we make plans to live in this world as if we're going to stay here forever. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala very boldly asks us in the Quran, O people, أَفَحَسِبْتُمْ أَنَّمَا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ عَبَثًا وَأَنَّكُمْ إِلَيْنَا لَا تُرْجَعُونَ. Do you honestly, seriously think, O people, that we created you in harmonic futility? And you're not going to come back to us? فَتَعَالَى اللَّهُ الْمَلِكُ الْحَقِّ. Allah is far exalted and more loftier than to engage in such exercises in futility. La ilaha illa huwa rabbul arshil kareem. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created you for a purpose. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I have not created mankind, nor have I created jinnkind, except for that one purpose, is that they worship me. How do we worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without knowing how to carry ourselves as Muslims? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us these opportunities, and He sees how we are going to take advantage of these opportunities, and if we are going to show gratitude or not. One thing is we can just watch it go by. Watch all this. A very beautiful, very noble initiative indeed is this ICNA convention that's taking place here. One thing is we can just look at it and watch it go by and just think it's not a big deal. But another way to look at it is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is blessing each and every single one of us here, and every one of us who lives in the Southeast, and especially us Muslims of Marietta, of Atlanta. It's taking place right next door. Right next door. And Allah is going to see, yes, I'm going to have a convention there for them. Are they taking advantage? Are they seizing the opportunity or not? To show gratitude towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or to show gratitude in general, the scholars have written down expression of gratitude in the following explanation, under the following explanation. They say, شُكْرُ النِّعْمَةِ إِسْتِعْمَالُهُ فِي خِدْمَةِ الْمُنْعِمِ. That to show gratitude for a bounty, for a boon of anybody, is to utilize it in the servitude, in the service of the one who gave it to you, of the one who blessed you with that bounty. So Allah has given us this wonderful opportunity that we can take advantage of, that we can derive a whole bunch of benefit from. Scholars from all over the world, scholars, motivational speakers, etc., 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 are coming. My purpose over here is not to give you the talk, it's to motivate you to go ahead and partake of this wonderful opportunity that Allah is blessing us all with, and partake of it consciously. Partake of it consciously and derive as much as benefit as you can. Go with an intention to change. Don't go for edutainment. Don't go to, amuse yourself and just listen to it and come back and live your life according to exactly how the way you were living it before. No. Go with an intention to revive yourself. Go with the intention to replenish, to rejuvenate your iman. That was the Sahaba's slogan. The most common slogan amongst the Sahaba, جَدِّدُوا إِيمَانَكُمْ. Constantly, perpetually renew your iman. You need to constantly charge, like your phone, if you use it all day and you don't charge it, it's going to die. The battery's going to die. The same thing with your iman. If you don't constantly talk about Allah, if you constantly, because we live in such an environment where everything that is being preached is being preached without any religious connotation. Religion is slowly being eradicated from the modern world. Everything but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala exists in the equation of everything that is offered to us. And this is a reality. It's happening. People don't realize that divine guidance is actually a thing. People don't realize that, there are causes other than just the apparent ones that we see. And in order for us to maintain our iman, maintain our faith as believers in the unseen, is that we have to constantly remind ourselves. We have to constantly look for avenues via which we can replenish our iman. And this is a wonderful opportunity. So go with the intention of rejuvenating, replenishing your iman, and acting upon whatever you know. Because to know something, thereafter not to act upon it, that's a very serious offense in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And to know that something went by and you had the opportunity to know and you chose not to know, you chose to remain in utter oblivion, that is another serious offense in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because Allah has facilitated this for us. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala expects us to go take benefit and make a resolution. Better ourselves. Not just as Muslims, as believers. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us all the tawfiq. I end off with this one couplet of Imam al-Shafi'i rahimahullah that comes to mind. Every time, whenever we do something wrong, we always look for someone to blame. We always look for something to blame, as long as it's not us. Right? Anything but us. Anything but us is the problem. Right? And a lot of times we don't find anybody, so we blame the time. The times are corrupt. The times are, messed up, which is why our youth are like this, which is why, everything is going upside down. We blame the time. Imam al-Shafi'i rahimahullah says very beautifully, نَعِيبُ زَمَانَنَا وَالْعِيبُ فِينَا. We blame the time, but the real deficiency is not within time, it's within us. وَمَا لِزَمَانِنَا عَيْبٌ سِوَانَا. And there's no deficiency within the time except for the corrupt people like us, like you and I, live in it. وَنَهْجُوا ذَا الزَّمَانِ بِغَيْرِ ذَنْبٍ. Time is sinless, it's innocent, and we continue to criticize it. وَلَوْ نَطَقَ الزَّمَانُ لَنَا هَجَانَ. If time had a tongue, all it would have as a preoccupation is to ill-talk us as well. وَنَهْجُوا ذَا الزَّمَانِ بِغَيْرِ ذَنْبٍ وَلَوْ نَطَقَ الزَّمَانُ لَنَا هَجَانَ فَدُنْيَانَا التَّصَنُّعُ وَالتَّرَائِي. We have carved and molded our world into just show-off. to be two-faced, to have an inner reality, an inner me, and then an outer me. وَنَحْنُ بِهِ نُخَادِعُ مَنْ يَرَانَا. And we continue to conduct ourselves in such a manner. لَبِسْنَا لِلْخِدَاعِ مُسُوكَ ضَأْنٍ فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُغِيرِ إِذَا أَتَانَا. We have become wolves in the skin of sheep. And he says, woe be to death when it comes upon us. And this, I don't say to discourage anyone, but just to make mention of reality. It is reality, and it is not out of our control to change. It is not out of our control to better ourselves. We have opportunities. Let us make the best of these opportunities and replenish our iman and become better as Muslims and as people. وآخر دعوانا. الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده صاحب التاج والمعراج سيد الإنس والجنات محبوب رب الأرض والسماوات الذي اسمه مكتوبا في الإنجيل والتوراة. أما بعد فقد قال الله عز وجل في كتابه العزيز وفرقانه الحميد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الذي فرض عليك القرآن لرادك إلى معاد قل ربي أعلم من جاء بالهدى ومن هو في ضلال مبين. وقال وما كان المؤمنون لينفروا كافة فلولا نفر من كل فرقة منهم طائفة ليتفقهوا في الدين ولينذروا قومهم إذا رجعوا إليهم لعلهم يحذرون. وقال إن الذين يتلون كتاب الله وأقاموا الصلاة وأنفقوا مما رزقناهم سرا وعلانية يرجون تجارة لن تبور. صدق الله العلي العظيم. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من سلك طريقا يلتمس فيه علما سهل الله له به طريقا إلى الجنة أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. بارك الله لنا ولكم في القرآن العظيم ونفعني وإياكم بما فيه من الآيات والذكر الحكيم. إنه تعالى جواد كريم ملك بر رؤوف رحيم فاستغفروا إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. أقيموا الصلاة.